very vocal, is that? Proper couple of old men now, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
It's fucking not even funny. Really?
Yeah.
This podcast may contain questionable language, will contain spoilers, and truly believes that the world is fucked.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 263 of MovieDrone. I'm waiting for the Groundhog, Steve.
I'm waiting for World War III, Marc.
Oh, yeah. I nearly changed that to I'm off to go golfing.
Yeah.
After...
I just checked trousers, mate. That's all they are.
They're golfing trousers.
I just checked trousers.
They're golfing. You came in and you're wearing golfing trousers. And
I just checked trousers, mate.
The golfing trousers. That's what they are.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm just surprised that you're wearing golfing trousers.
Just check trousers.
You like golf. But yeah, a Groundhog. Just waiting for it. It's just like, isn't it? It's just work and repeat. Work, repeat.
Yeah.
Work, repeat.
Yeah.
Work, little bit sleep, repeat.
Yeah.
Wait for the Groundhog, repeat.
Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
That's it now, pretty much. That's it. It's the dream we're all fed, mate. It makes amazing, really, innit? You go to school and they're like, yeah, do really well at school, you get a job and stuff. What they don't tell you is once you're in that job, that's it. Just keep going to bed, go to work, go to bed. One day you might have enough money to retire, or you might be dead by then. And then when you retire, you realise that you ain't got as much money as you thought you had, and all these things you wanted to do, you can't do because you're fucked. It's great, isn't it? They have mugged us right off.
Well, no, you know, we have some fun on the way, don't we? We have some fun on the way.
It's not an even balance, though, is it? Let's be honest.
I've had at least 3 lottery wins in the last couple of weeks.
3 lucky dips.
Well, I won about £8, I think.
Right, we had an O'May's win.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Win this beautiful house. All you have to do is buy a ticket and shit.
All right.
Yeah, I had a 20 quid win on that. Could have had a voucher.
I didn't realise.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd do with a £3 million Mallorca mansion, if I'm honest.
I think everyone sells them.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have to.
It's the upkeep, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the upkeep.
Yeah.
Can't really afford it. But, yeah, all right, mate. How have you been?
I've been all right, mate. I think it's difficult, isn't it, with this thing. This is the only thing that ties me to that ex-Rooney thing. It is a cesspit, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, genuinely. I think it's actually affecting me mentally. Genuinely, I think I need to come off of social media because the world is just full of horrible, nasty people.
Is it? Well, you can't.
It's
you can't.
horrible.
While we're doing this.
It's horrible out there.
I'm going to have to keep you on it until you break.
And I can't work out who the good guys, who the bad guys. And there's like all this money shit. I'm watching these programs about this goggle thing that Apple have bought out. Another reason no one will need to speak to each other. And all this shit it does. How great AI is. But let's look what it can do. Everyone's using it for this bad shit, and I'm like, we are actually fucked, mate.
Oh, it's Judgment Day, isn't it? It's going to be Terminator Judgment Day.
Weird. It's weird. One of my ambitions in life, and I'm sure I've told you this, is to see the end of the world, and I am beginning to think I might see it.
What you need to do is find the Simpsons episode that explains all the AI, because I'm sure there is one that's going to tell us about what's going to happen.
Yeah,
but
it's fucked.
it's it's heading towards it.
I can't decide if I should embrace it or should be out. It's not going to end well, is it?
I used it, didn't I, to answer a question before? Yeah. Yeah, it's.
But it ain't stopping there, is it?
Oh no! I think I am just closing my eyes on that one.
Right.
There is a period where I think I'm going to just aim for, and that is obviously the end of work. And I'm just going to put my blinkers on and get there, try and avoid as many people as possible. Yeah. So,
if you can.
Give it a go, innit?
It's one in thing. Other than that, mate, I got a new suit. Had to try a few on while I was there. I've tried one on, mate, a tweed one. I thought I was going to come out and give everyone a lecture on Longshore Drift. I could not have looked more like a geography teacher if I tried. It was embarrassing.
What's up with all the checks? What's happened here then?
Well, I've got my graduation coming up, and I've got to wear something smart, and all I've got is one death suit.
Right.
I'll wear for death.
So you decided to go as either a geography teacher or a
well, this ain't my suit, mate,
golfer.
Is it? This is my work trousers. Yeah? Don't be a dickhead. My back's gone, so I've lost my sense of humour. I'm angry. It hurts a lot. It ain't getting better. I've had enough of it now. Ironically, trying to pick a pair of trousers up, and it went hurts. It hurts. I'm in pain.
There's a theme to this.
You try climbing in and out of a Mini as well every morning. Fucking hell. It's not funny anymore, mate. I'm bitter. Might be a little bit bitter and angry tonight. I'm going to try not to be, but all in all, it's been, just a shit couple of weeks, really. I had a nice cake today. That was good, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah?
Sure, some other stuff must have happened that was good, but mainly it's been ball ache.
Right.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to bore people, but it's been a lot of ball ache.
I don't want to hang around, so hopefully it's a short story.
I just won't tell you. I mean, let's be honest, you don't care. So, I mean, I'll just carry on.
Right.
Just to be fine.
Okay.
How's your week been, mate?
Not too bad, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Apart from, as I said, it's just work and stuff, and keep going to the dentist and things. I had to clean up the other day. That was good. You know what I mean? Nice little trip up there. It was Valentine's Day yesterday.
It was.
Did you have a nice Valentine's Day, did you?
Didn't do nothing.
Didn't do anything?
No.
Oh, okay. Nothing at all?
No.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go out or nothing.
No, I was going to say. Tell me about yours.
I didn't go out or nothing. No. But no, you didn't get up to nothing.
No. It's an interesting story if you want it. I mean, it's not interesting. I was just trying to work out. This is how an autistic brain works, right? So Tom Littleland's his birthday. So yesterday on half term, Cass was like, have a friend round, Tom. It's your birthday weekend. So have a friend round. So he had his little friend round, Lionel, little Chinese boy he is, right? So they're upstairs playing, and Cass was like, we'll get takeaway in. Tom's brain, because he's a little bit autistic, turned around and went, can we have Chinese? And I was going to Lionel, you sure you want Chinese, mate? And I'm thinking, because they would just call it food, wouldn't they?
Talk about Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Poor little fucker.
I mean, he had a Thai green curry, but he went for it. But Tom's head was like, he's Chinese, so he must want Chinese. No, he could have had anything. They could have KFC, anything. So poor little sod had to sit there and eat Chinese because it was Tom's birthday. I can see where his logic went. I get it. But
there you go.
He's a little bit, he must
What would
have
he have done if he had two friends round and one was Indian and one was Chinese?
Chindian. Never had a Chindian? No. Oh, mate, it's amazing. You see, like when you go to one of these world buffet places, right? So you have your beef chow mein, chucking some jalfrezi on that shit. It is good.
Yeah, well, they don't sell it like around here. Or you mean order it double?
I don't want to say too much about it, mate, 'cause one of my business plans when I become a millionaire is to open a Chindian. Because when you've got all these families, mate, that sit there and they're like, what do you want, Indian or Chinese? John, Indian or Chinese? Oh, I don't mind. What about you? Chinese? Oh, I really wanted Indian. Let's go to Marc's Chindian. Telling you now, mate. Fucking genius.
I mean, most people just order a Chinese curry, but
this can turn up at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, this can. You order the Chinese curry.
Got a galley kitchen. I've got a team either side.
Just being devil's advocate about your
Chinese curry's not the same as an Indian curry, though, is it?
No, but I'm just trying to. I'll just pretend that I'm the bank manager.
I'll tell you now, mate. AI ain't got nothing on a Chindian. That is where the thing's at.
Fucking hell. A marathon training's going. Just an update on that. Yeah, so I'm still doing it. I've made every run. Sundays was 12 miles in the pissing hard rain. I was absolutely soaked.
Good job.
Obviously, earning money for the Kent Wildlife Rescue Services, which Paul from Filmbusters donated.
Beautiful man.
Oh, top man. Yeah. He's top man. I forgot to thank him last week, but he donated after you posted it on there. What a top bloke.
He's a top bloke.
Isn't that lovely, eh? Isn't that lovely?
He's a top bloke.
So thank you very much for that, Paul. And just to let you know, I am putting the effort in. I had a personal training session yesterday. I find them uncomfortable, the small talk.
Yeah.
Got to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good, but, you know.
I'd find it just weird, like someone, do they join in or do they just watch her?
They watch.
Yeah, no, I ain't on board, mate.
But they talk and that.
Well, I don't mind a bit of yoga because they're like, stretch your leg out, and they're up there doing it and all. So you think, I'll flick my leg around. She can't really see what I'm up to.
No, it's a bit weird. I'll run out of conversation after about the third exercise. So in between the exercises while I'm resting, I just don't say anything to that. So it's like half hour of silence, but and just wishing that it would finish.
Yeah.
But you know, it always does. I've only got 6 to go, so happy days.
Cool.
There we go. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Got any thanks, mate?
Yes, mate. I've got thanks to Film Rage, Right Stuff Reviews, Keith Noakes, Mike and Oscar, WTM, Watch If You Can. That's it. The rest of them are all crossed out because they're in the specials.
I've got special thanks this week to Jill Cassie, Jamie Russell, Emirate Movies, LJ Human, Ian McIntyre, Mr. Positivity and Eric, Karim Helliwell, Ben and Paul from Filmbusters, Peter from Duel Podcast, Ryan and Glyn. So thank you very much for all the Exaruni reposts and all the special interactions.
Thanks.
Promo, mate.
Hey there, I'm Eric.
And I'm Brett, a.k.a. Mr. Positivity Wolfie T.
We at WTM Watch This Movie talk about old movies, new movies. We do breakdowns. We do top 5 lists.
We also rate movies that we've recently seen on our unique rating system.
That's right. We're available on most podcast apps. You can check out our website at WTMWatchThisMovie.com. And you can check us out on Twitter at WatchThis_movie. We'll check you later.
Oh, and then he went in then. Then he went in. Yeah, so that's our lovely friends, WTM, who we still owe a guest appearance to. It's quite difficult, obviously. I'm getting up at like 3 o'clock in the morning at the minute because we have to do it a bit later, don't we, when we have guests on. But we will get that sorted out. Maybe I'll take a day off or something one day and we'll get them on. But I noticed they'd gone through a few episodes. They got their recently seen. They've had a few guests on recently, but they were banging out quite a few episodes, and I noticed that they were bringing out snippets of old episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Must be another one who's struggling, mate.
Should we just do it?
Well, I was listening to, I don't want to go too far away from WTM, but I was listening to Filmbusters today. They're having a bit of trouble getting episodes out. So they've only put this, I think they've only had like 2. They've rushed a couple out now.
Really?
But they was like, we're having the same problem as MovieDrone. You can't find the time. Ben's shooting a film. They're all doing all sorts of stuff like this. I think everyone's busy. And like it's promos. I look for the old promo shit. Everyone's fallen by the wayside, mate. I'll tell you. I've got a lot of old stuff on there. They've just fucked off. They've done the thing and gone, you know what?
Have they?
Life's hard work.
Have they done the off?
Putting mediocre film review podcasts out is not our thing anymore.
Mediocre? Like number 31 in the Apple chart. So actually, that is a lot of people dropping off then.
There's a lot of people dropping off. I'd aspire to mediocre. That'd be quite nice to hit there, wouldn't it? But yeah, a lot of people struggling. Perhaps they're just all busy.
Maybe we just have to put some, we'd have to look back, maybe put out a little part of a review of the Meg or something,
I think what we should do, my great thing would be, without explanation, just stop. Just stop. Don't answer any Twitter or nothing. Just suddenly stop. And everyone will be wondering, I wonder what happened to them. And then 6 months later, we'll just post an episode and carry on as normal, not mentioning that 6-month break. Just like a complete Twilight Zone. Just carry on.
That would be good.
It would. Too much planning, and we know we wouldn't come back for the 6 months' time.
But it would be funny if we did it.
just carry on as normal. Not even a mention.
So please listen to our friends WTM. You will be hearing them on the MovieDrone.
Yeah.
For the Greasy Strangler. Hopefully in the near future.
Yes.
Moving on, mate.
Yes, mate.
Go on then.
Welcome to the Marc reads some film lines in some similar voices, and Steve has to guess the film from the lines read to get points game. Hashtag what's that film? I forgot my Wagamama story. Deviated, mate, didn't I?
Yeah.
I deviated.
Right.
Why the fuck did I deviate? It's always a katsu curry.
Yeah.
I had one of them fucking ramen things with the egg in it.
Oh, no.
Bland and hard to eat. How am I supposed to eat that with a ladle and stuff? I got my chopsticks all flicking around and eat bland. Katsu curry. Wanker. Honestly, don't go out for a lot of meals. Sat down. I'm having something different, Cass. Don't always be the same. Change is not good. This is like we don't like change. Sorry.
That's all right.
I digress.
So, mate, who got what and what was it?
It was Shawshank Redemption.
It was. I watched it like a week before and I got a 1 or something, didn't I?
Yeah. But, you know.
Bollocks,
Glyn got a 5. Jill got a 5.
cool she did.
Glyn only got a 1.
Really?
Yeah, you'll have to delete that. Glyn got a 5 because he only got a 1. It's misread, didn't I?
Now I've got to keep it in for it to make sense that I deleted it, you know. So, just say you made a mistake.
Made a mistake. Glyn got a 1. Karim got a 5. He's in this one.
Fucking hell.
Jamie Russell got a 5. He's back in. He's a prolific 5 poster. He is. Don't hear from him. He gets a 5. Boom. I'm in your inbox. Movie Duel. They got a 5. Emma got a 0. Maisie got a 5.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think she said she's seen it once, but that was a good guess.
Well there.
Good guess.
Done well.
Yeah. Is that it?
I can make some up.
No. I mean,
Sharon got a 4. Nigel got a 3. Beelzebub got a 2.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah. It was crap anyway. Yeah. So I think Maisie said she got it because she recognised the Morgan Freeman.
Don't say impression.
I thought it was Martin Freeman. But,
mate, I had quite a few guesses of Green Mile. I'm just saying.
So what you got for us this week?
I'm done with all the easy shit, mate. I've gone a bit harder this week. Let's test some of these people. So, 5 points. What's that film? You know what the trouble about real life is? No danger music.
Is it an Adam Sandler film?
No.
Oh,
no.
Sounds like Little Nicky.
You're not too far off, but no, it's not an Adam Sandler.
Sounded like Little Nicky.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this one.
Oh dear. No, I don't know. Unless it's Little Nicky.
No. Okay. 4 points, mate. What's that film? This concludes our broadcast day. Click.
I'm not interested anymore because it's not Little Nicky. No. Okay. No, I don't know. 3 points.
What's the film? I just want to hang out. No big deal.
I sort of recognise it, but no, I don't know.
2 points. What's that film? You know, my brother is a speech therapist. I saw the little thing click in your head then.
It did, yeah. It's
It is, Steve.
Hey.
I actually saw that drop in.
Did you?
You're like, your head flicked around. I was like, yes.
Well, that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. 2. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Well done. I got that. Carry on.
1 point for everyone else. What's that film? Free cable is an ultimate aphrodisiac, Steve. Got that one because it had your name in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. So if you think you can outdo me and get more than a 2...
can't see many 5s.
No, maybe not. Who knows? Who cares?
Jill probably will.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see, yeah. So please let us know what you got and what you think it is and all that shenanigans via DM on Twitter, please.
Yeah, please.
Moving on again?
Yeah.
This is... Gutted. I thought we was going to be doing quick draw. We're not doing quick draw again, are we? Someone stepped in with a question. So, yeah. Are we asking for questions anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit hand to mouth at the moment. I'm not going to lie. It's like we do a little beg. Someone sends an half-decent one in.
We'll do the quick draw if not.
Yeah, well,
don't matter.
Might be quick draw next week, but, you know, or next 2 weeks. But
where can people send questions to, Mark?
If we tell them, they might send one in.
Oh, you know.
Send them in to nickandnigel@hotmail.com. Yeah, quick draw next time, definitely.
Just fucking
Exaruni, which is @movie_drone, or via email on MovieDronePodcast@hotmail.com.
We do want some questions, so, you know, send it in.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on again.
Yeah.
This is the next section. This is the section that we love to call... Question time.
Question time. Question time. Time for the question. Question time. Question time. Question time. Time for the question. Question time.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, have you got the question? Who's it from and what's it about?
It's from Glyn, wasn't it?
Yep.
Chipped in and he was like, "Here, Steve and Mark. Love the show. It's really amazing," and all that sort of stuff. I think there was some stuff in, probably not, but he just wants to know our top 5 worst on-screen couples in movies.
Okay, cool. What you got then, mate?
My first one, mate, and I'm going to mispronounce this, but I don't care. That's what I'm going to say. It's Jake and Neytiri in Avatar. Right, so apart from the mass genocide of the Avatarians, or whatever they're called, right, I think we've got this love story between like a human and an Avatarian, right? And I think he falls in love, just like defends them on that basis. He's falling in love. He's a bit of a knob, and she's just forgettable and stuff. I don't care. I think they've added this love story into a story I already don't care about, and I don't care about them even more.
Is this on number 2 or number 1? I forget which one's which.
Oh, they're both in. Then they carry on. And they got kids and stuff now. Little blue ones.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Good. I've got one that Gill has put forward. It's from a film Love Again. It's Priyanka Chopra and Sam Heughan.
Right.
He's the bloke out of Outlander. You know, the one that makes all the girls go gooey.
Right, yeah.
I don't think he can act at all in that.
Okay.
Anyway.
Just had to look pretty.
It was like, yeah. But she absolutely hated them two together. I think it's because she loves him as Outlander.
Right. Is he like the Marc from MovieDrone, just the eye candy? Is that all he is?
Yeah, if you like. Yeah. You know what I mean? The resemblance is uncanny.
Right.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just can't. They just don't like them together. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Jealousy. That's pretty much what it is. It boils down to.
I imagine so. I mean, he can't act for shit. So
just a pretty man. My number 4, mate. Edward Scissorhands and Kim, who's like Winona Ryder and stuff, isn't it?
Right.
Great film, but I think this was in that era of happy endings and everything had to fall into place. Like now, get to the end and he'd accidentally like stab her to death or something, but it all had to be thing. And you're like, she's a bit young and he's a bit knifey. Just weren't buying it.
It's stabby.
It's stabby. I just weren't buying it.
Imagine how many times he would get stopped and searched in London. Yeah, in current times, eh? Oh, how times have changed.
Yeah, can't carry that, mate.
Up against the wall.
But yeah, you just think, I know we got a bloke with knives on his hands and stuff, not Freddy Krueger, but Edward Scissorhands, and you think, I know, isn't that believable? But we don't have to all be happy and stuff, does it?
It's not believable because it's a fantasy film.
Oh, yeah, I get that, yeah.
So,
but you know,
I've got a couple here, but with the same leading lady. I've got Natalie Portman in 2 films. One with Hayden Christensen in Star Wars, and another with Chris Hemsworth in Thor.
Okay.
I don't believe none of it.
So she's a problem, is what you're saying?
I'm not sure, really.
Right.
I'm not sure. I think it might be the writing in Thor, and it certainly probably has got quite a lot to do with Hayden Christensen being as wooden as that table in Star Wars. But you know, I just don't buy it. I just think that's those stories in those 2 films are what's the worst things in them.
Okay, interesting. My number 3, mate, Cher and Josh in Clueless. Right, I used to be brother and sister, man. Like not like blood, but it's a little bit Pornhub, isn't it?
I mean, I don't really remember seeing.
Well, they're like ex-siblings and stuff, like step-siblings.
Right.
And then like kind of get together at the end. And that's a bit weird. It's a bit creepy, isn't it?
I mean, the whole thing about that sort of taboo is a bit creepy, isn't it? You know what I mean? Stepsisters and stuff and stepbrothers.
Bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's not something I watch.
Yeah, no, a bit creepy, mate. Not for me, that.
Agreed, mate. So I've got my third one, is it? It's Daniel Craig and Léa Seydoux from the Bond, last couple of Bond films.
Yeah, I'll get that.
I don't like her.
No, I think when I first saw her, I thought she was a bit mysterious. There was something, an aura around her, and now I just think she just comes across a bit of a knob.
Yeah, she's arrogant, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't really like it, and I don't think his Bond is one that works well with an arrogant woman.
Right.
I've got to be honest. Didn't really like it.
My number 2, mate, I've had a little think about this one, and it's Danny and Sandy from Grease 1. Right. And it's more like, do you know, he's a bit of a knob, let's be honest with you. And I think he's overacting what he is, and he probably comes down to his level where he should be. And I think she's a bit too sweet and innocent, and she gets almost corrupted to be someone she's not. And I don't think that's a healthy relationship when someone's trying to be someone they're not.
Right.
I mean, she's one. I suppose she changes after they die in the crash, or the fan theory of where they think they die in the crash. But if they don't die in the crash, she's changed herself, and I don't think that's good. He should love her for who she is.
You say so, mate.
I do. I thought about it a lot. I was just thinking,
like, yeah.
I don't think that's a real her.
Okay.
Just to try and impress him.
All right. My next one is Jason Momoa and Amber Heard in Aquaman.
Not seen it.
So I watched the second one recently, which because it was nothing to do with the podcast, I turned it off.
Right. Oh,
it's fucking shit. It's a terrible movie, and I had to turn it off. Yeah, it's weird. She's still in it. They tried to get her out of it, didn't they?
No.
Because of the Johnny Depp thing and all that. But she's still in it. But I'm not quite sure whether it's totally. I don't mind her, But Jason Momoa, it's just it just doesn't work for me, at all.
Okay. Old Adam at Filmbusters actually did that to a podcast film this week.
Did he?
First one he's never watched all the way through.
Really?
He said I got 50 minutes through it. Fucking hated it. I wasn't watching none. Evita.
Oh, I couldn't watch it. Yeah,
but it made me laugh because I was thinking of you.
I've watched all of them.
You have?
Podcast. I've had to sit through them, but
he was like, "Fuck that shit." I was like, "I hope Steve don't hear this and get influenced."
No. We do watch all of them, but it's been a struggle on some of them. I've got to be honest.
My number one, mate, Josh and Susan from the film Big. Now I still like that film, but it's a bit creepy, isn't it? Think about that when he walks away in his little suit and he flicks back down to being a little boy.
Have you misread the question? You've just done inappropriate, creepy relationships.
Well, they're worst.
Right.
I mean, what is worse than a grown woman and a small boy?
I mean, let's not go into it. He wasn't a small boy to her, obviously.
Well, the thing is, I did think about some of these where I think, and all the ones I could think of is they're supposed to be bad. So they are the worst couples, but they're supposed to be bad.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it is creepy. You're right. At the end,
it gets creepier, I think, as you get older and you start realising.
At the end, it is creepy when they it's still sort of like on the cusp of that is creepy. You are right. But so my last one, it's a film I watched recently, and I've heard so many bad things about it. I thought I'd give it a go, and it's not a great film, but it was Marc Wahlberg and Zooey Deschanel in The Happening. Yeah. They don't really go together as a couple. Again, I think that
he ain't good enough for her.
No, but I'm not sure. It's a serious film. I think he plays these comedic films. I think he's found his niche now, and Zooey Deschanel is also probably more.
Zooey Deschanel?
Deschanel? What's her name then?
I just call her Zooey Deschanel.
Deschanel? Well,
is it Zooey Deschanel?
I don't fucking know, do I?
Well, you changed it halfway through. You did two different things, which only I thought I can accept that. Then you changed it, and now I'm thinking, what one is it? I don't know either way.
I'm covering all the bases, Mark. Okay. You know what I mean? Right. I was surprised that I've said Marc Wahlberg.
Sounds like a dog breeder, Zooey Deschanel.
Anywho, I think they're both not suited to serious acting. I think that struggles. So. You got any honourables?
No, it was quite a hard question to answer, I felt.
I've got a couple. I've got Cara... You're going to pull me up on the pronunciation again.
If it's wrong.
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, that's how I'd pronounce it.
And Dane DeHaan from Valerian. And the other one was Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt. Jurassic World.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have thought that. That would have been on my list.
Yeah, they're not good.
No, they're not.
No. Well, most of these even films that I don't particularly like. Which is
shocker.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So, yeah, thank you very much, Glyn, for that question.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
People still finding questions we've not had. Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. So, mate, Moving on.
Yes, mate.
We saw a film.
We did, mate. We saw a film. It's currently 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. It's a 15, billed as an action thriller with a synopsis of one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on national stakes after he is revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organisation known as Beekeepers. $34 million budget, so far grossing $134 million.
This is directed by David Ayer, starring Jason Statham, Emmy Raver Lampman, Josh Hutcherson, Bobby Nadiri, Felicia Rashad and Jeremy Irons.
This is 2024's The Beekeeper.
Clip.
You're a blessing, Mr. Clay. This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life.
Mrs. Parker and I were friends. She was like family. She was the only person who ever took care of me.
I just got a message saying that there's a problem with my computer.
Yes, ma'am, we got this.
Yesterday, she shot herself.
This is private property.
Do you know what they do here? Scamming the weakest in our society.
Buddy, I'm counting to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Here we go. Possibly Jason Statham's worst American accent he's ever done.
Do you think?
One.
Was it all American?
Just heard it. You know,
Was it all American? I thought it was. You know,
bit of everything.
the bit, yeah.
Bit of Sheppy.
Yeah.
When he's in there. David Ayer film. Ayer, I think. Fury, Training Day, End of Watch. I'd love to see another film like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
A new one like that. Like, have to watch Training Day again. That's a great film. But, mate, what did you think of 2024's The Beekeeper?
A lot I liked, mate. A lot I liked. A couple of bits I didn't. Definitely didn't. But I saw this as a throwaway film. I just one of them ones, a Jason Statham film, basically.
Surely it's to the point now where you should only go and see a Jason Statham film if you enjoy throwaway action films. Yeah. I don't understand how you can go to something like this or watch something like this and score it like a 2 or 3 out of 10. If you're going to fucking go to a Jason Statham film...
You know you're getting
yeah.
Yeah, but this is what I thought. And then I was like, you know what? This is better than a Jason Statham film, mate. I actually thought it was good. And do you know why I thought it was good? Because it had a fucking story to it. It was cohesive. It had a topical story. A lot of these films just depend on carnage. And we forget what's happened halfway through. And then he's just blowing shit up and then it ends. And I thought it had a good story. It actually had a good story. And fair play to him. I actually really enjoyed it.
Did you not think it was like a rehashed sort of plot, just using something that's more up to date? So like rather than it being like a terrorist or something like that's happened, or someone's gone and killed his family or something, you know, in a one of these other films, they've just brought it into the 2023's.
But I didn't say it had an original story. It just had.
It's not that exciting though, is it?
I don't know. I thought it held it together really nice. Don't get me wrong. It went from 0 to like 400 mile an hour really, really quickly. But I thought it had enough in it, and I thought it was topical for me. It was top. I'm on a little bit of a power hating stage at the moment. People with money and power, and how they manipulate people.
Well, yeah,
and how we're all little drones, and we're all after. They do it in front of our. They're even doing it in front of our fucking faces now. They ain't even trying to hide it.
That's the thing, though. I think that they did score points and actually get people on board by picking a topical. Making, you know, someone that everybody hates. Everyone hates a scammer, someone who's taken advantage. And it's normally the vulnerable that, you know, and that's why we don't like them. We hear the stories of the old ladies who have lost all their money and stuff like that. You know, so it's a good person to pick to actually sort of make a focal point as a villain. So I do give them that.
And it's quite a wide villain, isn't it? Normally, like, they're going after Sergei Romanov. We're all supposed to sort of know him about, which is generally he's going after. I know he's going after the big boy in the end, but generally he's aiming at all these scamming things. Yeah, he's got vengeance with all of them.
Normally, what you do is that you rehack them. I've watched videos on Facebook of someone.
The man who pretends to be the old lady. And he's winding them up.
But it's not normally. You don't normally go around there and set light to it and all that.
No,
it went a bit in a bit quick. And also I did find that the part of she got scammed and then she shot herself, all to be a bit rushed. I think that she was intelligent enough to ask someone for a bit of help first. I did not see that. I was like, what the fuck? She shot herself. Like, she hasn't even fucking gone and seen him and said, can you give me some advice? Has all my money gone? Or rang the bank? Or fucking saw her daughter? She just shot herself in the head.
I think it, personally, I'm not a movie writer, as you know. But for me, I think they could have done it that he found her all upset. Then he went and got some retribution, and then they retributed by then killing her, and then he amped it up. A little bit reciprocal, where actually I'm getting your money back and I'm getting some revenge.
Yeah.
They hunt him down, but she's there. She gets killed, and now he's like, right, now the big boys have got to come out. Put my bee suit on. I'm going in.
I mean, we're talking. There's like 20 minutes in, half hour in, and I've already got two things that I thought were way too over the top. You know, her killing herself that quick and him going in doing it. So it certainly didn't hold back from the start. Whether I thought that it was believable enough, I don't know. I'm on the fence, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not believable. I mean, he wouldn't have gone and done it.
Well, I mean, some bits are believable, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it's coming across as a bit of a Marmite film. There's a lot of people, I think, that really like this. And I'm just wondering whether it's some of the right of the Americas don't. I mean, some of the lefties are going to love it. But the right is, I mean, couldn't. Did you know the over-patriotic ones where they're being a bit brainwashed? They can't take the fact that the president might be anything less than honest, and he must be telling us the truth because he's the president, greatest man on the planet.
QAnon.
You know,
this president or the last one?
Pick your president, really. I mean, the last one's coming back, isn't he? And they're doing it again. He's doing it again. I don't want to offend anyone, but you must be a fucking moron if you want that bloke in charge.
He's definitely a robot. I reckon he's AI. Mental. That's what's going on.
But yeah, it's that self-obsessed narcissism. But I think they did enough to backtrack and get that bit of redemption at the end where, I've realised everything's wrong and I'm going to admit to it and own up to it and I'm going to be that honest politician and everyone wants. Fuck off, you'd bury it quicker than anything. Just not to get muddied up with it and treat us drones like we're fucking morons.
Did you know or realise that it was a film like sort of John Wick with the underground special ops fucking thing? Did you not know that? Did you have any inkling going into it? Because I didn't. I thought it was just a bloke who kept bees, if I'm honest. I thought it was just a friend of the family. And that, but I didn't realise it was going to go down that route because it did go quite deep.
I mean, it was Jason Statham, so I knew it was going to be. He weren't going to be.
Well, no, he could have been ex-forces, but I mean, we actually got like an underground John Wick sort of thing, you know, where we've activated. There's a beekeeper activated, and they're activating other ones and all that. And it's like,
but I actually like the fact that they sort of alluded that they, and this is where there's two parts in it that I really didn't like. And it was, they sold us the beekeeper of someone who doesn't have to answer to authority and he's controlled and he's someone who likes to keep the hive in good order and stuff and keeps it all sorted. And then they bring on this fucking moronic replacement one and I hated her. I love the scene, but as much as these beekeepers don't exist, she weren't a beekeeper for me.
Is this the one at the petrol station?
Yeah.
What a violent end she got.
It was a great scene
overall,
but you sold me a beekeeper on someone who is above everyone else, don't answer to anyone. They're not maniacal, or supposed to be maniacal and absolutely nutcase. They're supposed to be calm, get everything back, sort it all out and get the system running again.
Yeah.
She was just a fucking nutcase.
I don't know whether I'd have preferred it if he had like, you know, it was maybe like an ex-forces, but normal forces that was just doing that. I'm not quite sure if I enjoyed that. I'm going to say like John Wick-esque part of it. I think it went far too far at the end, if you know what I mean.
I think it was almost trying to double use the beekeeper thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you on that. The fact that he kept bees was enough for the title, The Beekeeper. I don't think we then needed the hive bit and keeping it. But I know what they were trying to do and liken us to colonies of bees and we have a queen and the hive sometimes gets and it needs bringing back in control. I know what the metaphor was, but it was a bit clumsy and it was possibly a bit unnecessary. And it would have worked either way, wouldn't it? It's
he still could have written the metaphor into a normal film. I mean, he's back from the Meg disaster, doing what he does best. He's got a new move. I say new. He's obviously refined it. Gill loved it. Got her all weak at the knees, which was his lean back kick to the bloke's chest or whatever. Yeah. When he done that, she was loving that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All giddy, did she?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She was. She just couldn't stop going on about it. Oh. Back to a Jason Statham film, like all I can sort of describe it like Transporter and things like that. When you got sort of like new moves, and he's obviously refined this move. And it's now he's
good, isn't he? You got to give it to him. He's good at what he does.
Yeah. Bad accent, this one.
Oh, terrible. It was bad. Terrible. I think, what was the one that had two names? Was it Hummingbird / Redemption? Thought he was bad with his accents are bad.
Yeah.
I wish sometimes I'd just leave him as a Cockney. It's one of them. But going back to me, I hated South African Man as well.
Right.
Fucking hated him. He's stupid. But yeah, it was by far the best fight scene. It was brutal, and there was lots of brutals in this. Still lots of special trained officers that can't shoot. But
it was, it did go a bit of OTT towards the end, but setting stuff alight in daylight and stuff, just walking in and doing it, and like the scene where he set that bird alight, knocked a bit of fire, didn't he? That was pretty hard.
I liked it. I think they borrowed that from John Wick as well, and the brazenness of him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do like sneaking up when he just walked up to them special ops guys at the thing. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And that's very John Wick. So they've certainly borrowed bits from him.
I'm not a fan of Josh Hutcherson.
Okay.
I'm still not. What was it we saw him in recently? Five Nights.
Five Nights yeah.
At Freddy's. I'm not a great fan. I didn't particularly think he was that good in this. And I don't think he's probably going to do anything to change my mind. I don't think that
it was a strange character, wasn't it? Because normally you find like the leader has got a bit of something about him, and he was just arrogant.
I think it was, he was made to be that big person, and then we sort of, as the film went on, his stature become less and less and less because of the people that we were meeting. Yeah. It got stupid going to the president at the end. But, the stature of the people, the stature of the villains was increasing, and his sort of, his character diminished into the background a bit. And I'm not quite sure that he, for me, is capable of carrying a villain like that. I didn't find him believable.
I didn't particularly find him I wouldn't even call him a villain as such. I know that was who they was heading for, but I couldn't believe someone that intelligent could be that stupid to start with and think they was that invincible and running off like a little girl. It was like even like John Wick with the Russian son. He had a bit of something about him.
Yeah.
I just found him a little bit wet.
Yeah, I knew that he was going to get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
I would have preferred it to have been more painful and drawn out.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I thought he deserved a worse death. Than he got. So I was a little bit pissed off about that. Yeah. I thought it was going to get a good one. But, the scene, let's just get on to the scene. It was filmed a few miles down the road.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how much it cost to get there to do it and what how many people they took and stuff like that, because it didn't seem worth coming all the way to the Isle of Sheppey.
I've done a bit of research, have you? I've done a little bit of research because for me, like, I'm 5 minutes down the road. It's weird to see FBI down the road, especially when they pretended it was in America.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, all right, so that's in America, is it? Why have we done that?
Well, just a quick background. Obviously, we've got a bridge. It's like a
lift up and down.
Lift up and down bridge, yeah. So the middle lifts up and down. Very, very old. It's been there for many, many years. And then they replaced it with like a big arched bridge that goes over from where we live to a little island.
That's in the film and all. They're standing under it, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so to a little island, the Isle of Sheppey, which is likely to blow up soon. I think it's got that boat still with all the ammunition and that still on it. So we're waiting for that to happen. But yeah, so there's this little bridge. I ran there when I was young, 10 years old, I think, up to there and back, the Kingsbury Bridge. So yeah, that's just a little bit of background. We've got that bridge, and they came over and shot the scene on the bridge.
Chucked a car in.
They did. I think they did chop one in, didn't they? Yeah. But the CGI was shit in that ping. But go on, let's give us your background on why they came all this way to the Isle of Sheppey.
Well, I just like...
Was he over there in the caravans on holiday?
No, apparently a lot of it was filmed here.
Oh, was it?
An awful lot of it.
Was it?
Yeah. There was only 2 filming locations. It was UK and America. There was some done in America, but an awful lot of it was done here.
Right.
And I did a bit deeper delving. And when you look at some of the scenes, like with the buildings and that, you can see all the double yellow lines.
Okay.
And they're in the UK. Right. So they actually did quite a bit over. So they didn't like fly one over here to stand on a bridge, because I'm thinking they must have had a bridge nearer.
That's what I was thinking. That's fucking stupid.
To bring an American truck over here, put it in the ditch, and then put your FBI jackets on, do 2 scenes and fuck off back. Didn't seem worth it. But apparently a lot of it was done over here.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that is interesting.
It is, because I think it is a Sky film, isn't it?
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, so I think they've obviously got some... I think there's a lot of the industrial building and the office buildings that they did it in over here.
Right. Well, there you go. There you go. But the scene itself, it was fun to see bits of places that we've been.
Yeah.
I mean, the CGI was a bit shit when his body got dragged in on that car. It was a bit put. I would have preferred a good bit of stunt work there, someone actually going in. I'm sure it would have been all right.
They could have just probably found one of the islanders. They would have done it for a tenner.
They would have done it, yeah. Plus they got webbed feet, so they could have swum out.
A tenner and 4 tenant super.
They would have done it.
Yeah, they'd have done it.
Just find the one with the teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whoever's borrowed the teeth that week, they can they can do it. So so I know there was a lot of secondary characters. I'm not so sure I really wanted them. The FBI daughter, and her partner. There was a lot of Jeremy Irons' character and stuff like that. Yeah. There was a lot of these sort of like secondary characters. I don't know what they brought to it. I wasn't a great fan.
I weren't too keen on the daughter character. I like the Jeremy Irons character because I think it showed that link to someone who thought they was powerful and then they couldn't do. And I think it was sort of strengthening that link of you really in the shit, because if I can't do nothing about it, you come in. And I think that was necessary for being the daughter. Not so much. I don't really know what she bought other than being letting him go at the end.
Yeah. And but then there's also a partner and that as well. So there was like there's another layer in there. But I didn't really like her at the start when she was being a bit of a knob. I just wish Jason Statham had actually turned around and told her that the story. Yeah, that pisses me off when that happens. It does when she was moaning about why were you in my mum's house and he wouldn't explain it properly. Fucking just tell her the story.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to lie, did he? No, it was just like it's
fucking truth, you knob.
Yeah.
I would have slapped him. But, So,
did you like the rooms with the money? Can you imagine that is how they are?
I don't know.
Like all these people hyping each other up. Bit like, it reminded me a little bit of Wolf of Wall Street.
I don't know, because I see these pictures, I see these videos on Facebook, and it's just a lot of little Indians sat in a really shit office on their computers. Yeah. So, I didn't buy that it was, not like that. No, it's just sad people.
Quite good set, so I thought.
It was, yeah. But it was just sad people, isn't it? Yeah. Sad, horrible, crappy twats doing things like that. And then obviously we had the president mother and stuff, I don't know if we'd kept the old dear alive, maybe if it had worked a bit like the first Equalizer movie. Right. Whether or not it would have worked a little bit better. And maybe these secondary characters, because...
I think she needed to die to give him enough motive. Right. And I think it was actually... I think the motive was good.
Well, I just think that it might have linked these secondary characters to him a bit better if they had someone to go through. Because, we just had these... It was just like fleeting things and stuff. I just couldn't work out these little sub-stories.
Right. I'd say I think I like most of them. I'd agree with you, it went full tilt too quick, and I think they could have double-backed, and I think she had to get it to give the motive through. I love the fact it went all the way up to the top of the tree, like with the president and the president's advisor.
Did you?
I really like that. And it's not even just the people, it's the families of these people that think they're invincible. Yeah. And I think all of us like to see them get their comeuppance. Yeah. And I'd like to see a few more people get their comeuppance on shit that they get away with because of the people they know. That's very topical, isn't it? With people they know getting away with things and things come out, but they're all still trying to protect each other in their little clubs. And the fact that actually this guy was there, I don't care what club you're in.
Yeah, I mean, I did find it. I thought it was going to be one of these films where the bad guys get killed and the good guys get stunned.
Right.
You know, they get knocked out, and you can clearly see the difference between that. But it didn't, did it?
He didn't give a fuck, did he?
No, he started killing like Secret Service and stuff, and I was quite surprised that it went like that.
But I think that was, again, another driven home message of they're all part of the problem. So he's trying to bring, even the worker bees, he's trying to bring down.
Yeah, I mean, I see that, although, you know, most of these people are just family men and stuff with kids and things, you know, that it's not like they are really, I couldn't believe that all of them were in on these sort of things. So I thought that was a bit too much, because I don't think you could have let him go at the end after he'd done all that. You know, it's all right if he's killed a load of bad pricks, but once he's started killing normal people like that, I think the ending didn't make much sense.
Well, you have to leave it open for another one though, mate, didn't you? That's the law. I've got
something on that. I almost expect that we're going to, this franchise will be taken up by WWE films, and we're going to start to get Beekeeper 2, 3 and 4 with Randy Orton or Brock Lesnar, something like that. You know, it's just going to be ludicrous. But there was some good kills. There was a good one where a bloke fell on an iPad on his throat, quite like that.
I love the old ones where they stab. Like, I think John Wick again pretty much brought that in, didn't he? Where he's ramming stuff in people's throats. Yeah.
So a lot of those that was quite fun. I didn't mind the South African bloke in the fight at the end.
The fight was great. Absolutely.
But yeah, you know, I'm not quite sure I really gave a shit about his character, really. I'm surprised that they did the super Hollywood ending. As I said, I thought that he crossed a line where he wasn't really able to have that ending. But, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? That's the way they decided to end it. So
yeah, I think he's made enough money that they'll do another one. So
maybe. I don't think he'll do it.
Do you not?
No, I don't think so. He didn't. I don't know if he looked like he was having fun in it.
I mean, he did the Meg too.
Yeah, maybe. But, maybe, you know, I'm not quite sure. But no, that's all I've got to say about it, really.
Okay.
What about you? 61.
Okay.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I think if I now had to watch a Jason Statham film, this one would be down the list of the ones that I'd watch. Yeah, okay. I think that I enjoy others a lot more. But, you know, it was pretty good. Gill would probably give it a bit more. But yeah, it was, you know, it's one of those films that's not going to get much more. I had enjoyment watching it, just not as much as I normally do.
Okay, well, I've gone in for probably a little bit more than you, mate. A little bit more than you, but for me, I thought there was a bit of unexpected depth into the story. I think they could have done better with the dynamics. But I mean, people with power and money being brought down, what's not to like? Fuck them. I've gone 72.
Have you?
Yeah. But I've gone in thinking it's a Statham film. I had low expectations, and you know what? I liked it.
Well, as I said, it's pointless scoring a Jason Statham film low if you've actually gone in to watch. I think it deserves a
72 for me.
Okay, there we go. Watch anything else?
Jaws 2, 3 and The Revenge.
Have you?
I watched the first one a little while back, and she was like, I really fancy watching the second one, and then as you do, you watch the third one and you watch The Revenge. Right. I think The Revenge gets a lot of bad press. I don't think it's that bad.
Right.
I actually think it's a watchable film.
We've watched all the episodes of the UK In-Betweeners, every single one, and the first and second films.
Brilliant.
They are funny. Have you ever seen the American In-Betweeners?
No.
I think they did. I don't know how many episodes they did. It weren't many. It's fucking shit.
Is it?
Yeah. It's so bad. You should really find it and just watch some of it.
Yeah, it's Dreamcast. It just works brilliantly.
You should just watch like 10 minutes of the first episode of the In-Betweeners America. It's so bad. So bad. But there we go. Right. Moving on again.
Yeah.
This is the next section. This is the section that we have to call
Homework.
go. So this is the section where we give each other films that we love and the other one hasn't seen in the hope of uncovering hidden gems. It was me to you this week. I gave you a 2023 film directed by Christopher Borgli, starring Nicolas Cage, Julianne Nicholson, Michael Cera, Tim Meadows, Dylan Guerrero and Dylan Baker. Running time of 100 minutes, box office of 8.4 million, don't have a budget, 7 on IMDb, 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, with a synopsis of a family man finds his life turned upside down when millions of strangers suddenly start seeing him in their dreams. However, when his nighttime appearances take a nightmarish turn, he's forced to navigate the consequences of his newfound stardom. I gave you my film of 2023, Dream Scenario.
I think, mate, this was on track to be my favourite Nick Cage film.
Was it?
It was. Very clever, very original and very uncomfortable.
It's good, though, nowadays, to get a film, wasn't it? You remember when we, as we said, A24, I thought they were going to start kicking out Blumhouse quality shit, and said I was really looking forward to this one because it seemed like they'd found an original idea. And yeah, it was.
And it's simple, though. It ain't that hard to find an original idea, is it?
I'm not quite sure that I have the imagination to do it. It's not one of my traits. I've started reading books again.
Right.
Novels
or autos?
No, more autos, but I've read a whole 1 3/4 in the last few weeks. I've probably started sitting there while Jill watches her telly, and I sit there at night, sucking on a little bit of dairy milk chocolate, reading a book, and I've read quite a lot.
Okay.
I'm starting to try and sort of open up that part of me brain again. But I don't think I could possibly. I really haven't got the imagination to sit and do it. But there are people, and we've met people, and we've had people on this podcast who definitely could.
Yeah, but it's not a complex story, and that's what they had to roll with. Even something that simple they rolled with, and we got an original film. So just put a bit more work in and stop rehashing the shit. It's first 2 acts, mate, I thought were absolutely impeccable. Absolute masterclass. Thought they was brilliant. Another one that's got a good topical subject to it, where people want to be famous.
Exactly.
They want some recognition.
Well, I didn't realise that it had that undertone in it, and then all of a sudden it clicked as to what really the film is about.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was like a light-hearted film about this bloke who pops up in their dreams. But then when you start realising that it is around people's need to be famous and their want to be, and the consequences of what happens when things go wrong, it certainly was more interesting and more layers to it.
I don't even think it was fame so much. He just wanted a bit of notoriety, didn't he, and respect in his field.
Yeah.
But I mean, it went to fame, and it was good to show how that quick rise to fame and downfall comes, and how quick that turnaround is, and some of these so-called celebrities, what they are dealing with, and what you're inviting into your life.
I mean, most of them do make mistakes, though, don't they? Yeah. I mean, this was. I felt sorry for him because it wasn't like he could do anything about it, you know what I mean?
No. But can you imagine us, right? Suddenly we get famous, and they go, like BBC go, hello, Stephen Marc, we really like the show. We're going to make you famous and shit. New biggest podcast. And we wake up next morning, we're famous. Front page of the Sun, episode 9 of MovieDrone. This is what they said, and people will be going back through anything we've ever said or done.
You have to delete all of them.
Yeah, but this is what the thing of
some of those fucking impressions that you did. Jesus, you didn't do them when that boy was around.
Racist impressions by Marc from MovieDrone.
You didn't do them while Tom's mate was around, did you?
No. Of course I didn't. I got a bit more respect than that.
I'm only joking. They were lines from films.
Yeah, I know. But I'd have to be standing there with a finger. I deeply regret our previous actions in our previous episodes, and we really apologise to anyone who had any. It's this fucking nightmare. Why people want it, I don't know. I really liked it when it got that little bit more sinister. I thought that was great. I didn't see that coming.
No, I don't know where that came from. Someone's got a decent sort of brain on them to think about that, you know, when it started going all fucking doing them in and that.
It was mad. But I mean, for me, the closing act lost its way, and I'm not sure I could think of a different way to do it or thing. But I had no idea where they was going. But I just felt a bit shortchanged with the last act.
In what thing? Because I didn't like the whole thing where it went down the machine.
I hated
machine
the dream gadget.
Yeah, I didn't understand where that came from.
I liked how it was done, but for me, it had no relation to the actual storyline because that wasn't how it happened.
No, it just popped up. Didn't it
just popped up, and it just happened. And it weren't like he was a mad inventor, and then someone put it mainstream. They just totally bought these two things. Suddenly, just because one man's done this, how can you suddenly invent this?
I was following Kickstarter a couple of years ago because they had like a thing that encourages lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming, where you obviously are aware of what you're dreaming around and you can change the nature of your dreams in theory. And I thought that sounded fucking brilliant. Yeah. And I was like, fucking get me in. But I looked at a couple of years later to see whether they actually went on sale. And, you know, they've all fallen by the wayside. But that would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
I mean, it is, but I'm sad. I could imagine the advert thing happening. I mean, whoever did that bit was very clever because they moved over. It would be influencers selling it. They would be cropping up doing adverts and they would be doing all that thing. And I think that is a valid storyline in another film.
Yeah,
I don't think it landed in this film, and it just felt out of place. I was happier being in his company, and I wanted to see how he got on, not these fucking morons. Apparently, it was a project started with Ari Aster.
Was it?
Which I can see. And it, for me, it also had similarities to Beau is Afraid, with the way that the third act for me is the weakest, but the first two were absolutely brilliant.
Also, the character itself, the actual mannerisms and the way he looked. You know, they'd made him very sort of plain, I suppose, but eccentric.
It was a perfect character for Nick Cage. I can't think of anyone else I'd like to have seen play it, and he didn't put a foot wrong. I loved it when he started getting his little bit of fame, and the way he was kind of being dragged along with it. And he was desperate to be respected for what he was doing rather than Sprite commercials.
I mean, that scene was brilliant.
It was fantastic. And they and they're trying to get him around to doing this Sprite. And he was so desperate just to do his book. And that is the extent of the fame he wanted. He was like, great, I've got this bit of fame. Yeah. I can get this one ambition thing out that I've been wanting to do with this book. And they're talking about, right, we got to capitalise on it and we got to do this. And then they was like, you might meet the president. Okay, I can get on board with this. But then the way that it flipped when it all went bad, and he was almost desperate for any sort of representation, no matter when it was bad, and they're doing this book, and it turned out it was a completely different book about him being the evil devil. And he was like signing this, and it was like the desperation in him was great, and he come across as actually a really nice man.
Yeah.
And he desperately wanted to go to these dinner parties. That was the ambition. His mates, fuck wanting to do that.
I mean,
having a friend that you're so desperate for their attention for. If they don't want your attention, fuck them off out of it and stick with the ones you.
I mean, it would be weird having him there, wouldn't it? Though, if he'd murdered you really badly in a dream.
But that was a fan. When she's sitting there and she's like struggling to eat, and he's like so happy that I've been invited to this dinner party. Oh, no one else is here, but that's all right. I've got your full attention. And she's like, and she just can't. Oh, it was fantastic. It was really good. And I also thought the one of the cleverest parts for me was how he got ostracised due to complete batshit reasons. Like, he is sitting in office and they're saying, you can't see your daughter show because someone had some bad dreams about you. And he's desperate. And this is how society is. We're so desperate to protect people that we forget those who are actually innocent in it all.
Yeah.
And you get all these things where, but what about their rights? Yeah, but what about this right? And
this generation is fucked. It is. It really has gone, you know.
You've gone so far over to someone's, you've forgotten about everyone else's or the general rights of everyone. And he's just sitting there like, it's a fucking dream. I cannot control what she is dreaming about, and I'm getting banned. But you could see it happening.
Yeah.
You're just like, I could see this. I could. It was so well played. And I just wish... I think if that last 20 minutes would have been as strong as the rest of it, this would have been in the 90s. But I got high 70s on it. I was 78.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
It was solid and it was good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
Good. What you got for me in 2 weeks' time?
I got you a little film, mate. It's currently 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. It's a 15, 1 hour, 31 minutes. Builds a drama with a synopsis of 3 British teenage girls go on a rites of passage holiday, drinking, clubbing and hooking up in what should be the best summer of their lives. Written and directed by Molly Manning Walker, starring Mia McKenna-Bruce, Lara Peake and Samuel Bottomley. No/low budget, this one, mate. It's just going to pass $1 million gross. It's Filmbusters Ben recommended one. He's really, really good on this one. He's really championing it. 2023's How to Have Sex.
Well, I've heard a bit about this because this is supposedly a really good debut for the writer-director and also for the first feature film, I think, for one of the girls. Wasn't she on something like Tracy Beaker or something?
Okay.
The young lass.
Right.
Something like that. I've been seeing a little bit about it in the film news. So that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. Thanks very much for that.
Right.
So I'm about done, mate.
Yeah, me too. I'm getting tired. I'm yawning a lot. I've been not sleeping. I'm back. I'm flicking around. Can't even pull myself up.
I wonder what he's going to say there.
You know, where you just think, put your elbows out, try and shunt yourself. Ain't working.
No, I mean, I ache all over when we're running, but I'm glad I ain't in the state that you're in.
Sit and whinge how old we
You're
are
all right, old
and how
man.
shit life is.
So, mate, do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, goodbye then, mate.
See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Been thinking, mate, about my favourite genre of jokes and stuff, and I was thinking about poo jokes, and and I thought they're not my favourite, but they're a solid number 2.
Oh dear, I love toilet humour.
Oh, my back.
Yeah, I'll leave that in. Is it?
Yeah, no, a bit creepy, mate. Not for me, that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right. Ready?
Well, you're the only one who sat on it. What, last time?
Well, it weren't like that last time.
Well, no one's been in here, mate. No one's been in here. No one's been in here, mate. We use this for this and that's it. It was really worth building it. Well, move the fucking chair and untrap it then. You're the one who's flicked the chair around. Fuck me. Wait, you broke it. No one sits in your chair, mate.
Comedy, fuck.
You're like Sheldon, that's your spot. No one fucking goes near it.
Like a comedy sketch.
Just without the funny bit.